Hey, it's Dave. The human body is absolutely amazing in its ability to adapt to stimulus or a given situation. We just want to make sure that the adaptation that we're receiving from what we're doing is driving us to the goals that we want to receive. Let's talk about adaptation real quick. And by the way, I've been getting a lot of questions about this lately. I just wanted to give you a little bit more detail for those that are interested. So let me use running as an example. When somebody starts to run, their body adapts by becoming more efficient with running. Okay, their cardiovascular system becomes more efficient. That adaptation occurs and allows them to run longer or faster, etc. Now, so what does this have to do with health and fitness? Well, let's talk about weight loss or fat loss. I know it's on the forefront of so many people's minds. In order to lose weight, we need to be in a caloric deficit. A caloric deficit means that we simply need to be burning more calories than what we're consuming. Again, caloric deficit is needed to lose weight. We need to burn more calories than what we're bringing in. In general, there's 3 different ways to do that. We can have a caloric reduction, eat less. We can get our bodies moving more, like doing more cardio, or we can have a better metabolism. So let's talk about all these. When our main modality, and by the way, these don't have to occur in silos, because a lot of people obviously will eat less and do a lot of cardio to lose weight. Okay. Again, remember, there's going to be an adaptation that occurs. When we look at caloric reduction, okay, what happens is, and you've heard this before, maybe you've even been through it yourself, where the first maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks on a diet, your body responds well and you lose weight, and then you kind of hit this plateau and no more weight loss occurs. Yeah, your body adapted to those lower calories. It slowed your body down. Your body is, and this kind of goes back to primal man, quite frankly, scavenging for food. Where am I going to get my next food? This kind of modality or the adaptation that your body goes through where it adapts by using less food. It becomes more efficient, if you will, with that limited amount of food. One of the problems with caloric reduction as the main modality of your fat loss is, where do we get our nutrition from? Our food. So when you reduce your calories, then you're getting less nutrition. And to continue on with that weight loss process, if calorie restriction is the cornerstone modality of your fat loss, we need to reduce the calories even more, which means you're getting less nutrition. So now you're getting into things where you're hurting your hormonal level, you're hurting your sleep, and hurting your immune system by not getting in enough good quality food. That's a real problem. The other problem with the caloric restriction is what happens when you go off. So if you've been really limiting your calories, and then you go on vacation, or you have a night out, boom, that scale jumps up real high again. You kind of get that real nasty inverse effect of what's going on. So again, be careful if caloric restriction is the main modality of your fat loss. Your body is going to adapt to it. Let's talk about the next one, cardio. Your body's also going to adapt to cardio. And again, your body's going to adapt to everything that we're talking about here. Okay, I'm not trying to play favorites, but wait till the end of the story. Your body is going to adapt to whatever cardio you're doing by making your body more efficient at cardio. So is that your goal? If your goal is to be more efficient at cardio, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of health and benefits around that, and you should be doing some amount of cardio. But again, if that's the cornerstone of your fat loss goal, it's going to be really hard to maintain because your body is going to adapt to your cardio, which means that next week or next month, you're gonna have to do more cardio to get the same results and more cardio to get the same results. Your body adapts to your cardio in a couple different ways, including paring down your body. So again, when you're doing a lot of cardio, your body adapts to it by paring down your body. That's one of the main adaptation processes. It is going to make you lighter to make that cardio to make it easier for you to do that cardio. Well, Dave, isn't that what I want, to pare down my body, to lose body fat? Well, yeah, but your body isn't that selective. Your body is going to lose more than just body fat. Your body is also going to lose muscle, connective tissue, bone density, all of which driving you down a pretty ugly spiral down, if you will. So you really, really need to be careful, again, if cardio is the main modality of your fat loss program. The other thing is, for me, I'm going to be 60 on my next birthday. Can't believe it. Anyway, I'm going to be 60 on my next birthday. Intense cardio, the other problem is that it's really hard to recover from. It is a big stressor on your life. So when you take like a restrictive diet, which is a big stressor, and now we're going to take a lot of cardio, which is a big stressor, and you combine those two, wow, we are putting a lot of stress on our life. And it is not surprising at all that these increased cortisol levels increase the belly fat, throw off your hormonal level. Again, all these things are wrapped together, okay? All these things are wrapped together, so you really need to be careful. So we talked a little bit about the adaptations of nutrition and a restrictive diet. We talked a little bit about the adaptations of a lot of cardio. So let's talk about building our metabolism. Keep in mind that muscle is vastly more metabolic than fat. Muscle is more metabolic than fat. The more muscle you carry, the more calories you burn at any moment of the day, even while you're sleeping. That's why it's so important to try to build muscle. And even if you can't build muscle, because again, at my age, it's hard. It's really hard. But we need to try, because at least we're going to be salvaging the muscle that we have. Important for your metabolism. Okay. Now, what is the adaptation when we lift weights? Again, we talked about the adaptation when we diet. We talked about the adaptation with our cardio. What is the adaptation with weight training? We get stronger. We build muscle. We become more metabolic. Okay. And again, being more metabolic provides us, again, we're going to burn more calories every moment of every day, but it also gives us what I would call metabolic flexibility in the future. We have more choices in our life as we become more metabolic. Let me give you a real quick example of that and I'll sign off. If you are following the modality of a very restrictive nutrition plan and you go on vacation or you have a night out, boom, the scale jumps up. Happens every time. You know it happens every time. If you follow a protocol of building your metabolism, then you go out to eat, kind of gets lost in the wash. I mean, right now, most of my meals are 600, 800 calories a meal. I'm eating a lot of food. Melissa and I go out to eat. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Especially in the big scheme of things. I don't see those big pop-ups in the scale. I still feel pretty good. It's just one meal out of the day, and it doesn't upset the apple cart the way it would if I was on a very, very restrictive diet and had that, whatever, chocolate lava cake or whatever your thing is. Anyway, just consider that. Your body is going to adapt to whatever you're doing. And just make sure that that adaptation is what you want to drive you towards your health and fitness goals. Now, stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to try to put some numbers to this. I'm going to give you some hard math, or at least some pretty close math, to further illustrate my point. Again, stay tuned for part 2. And if you could follow, and share this with a friend in need, you might be saving their life. It'd be greatly appreciated. You guys have a great day. I'll see you. Hey, it's Dave. So last week I promised you part 2 of building your metabolism and body adaptations. I hope this makes sense. I hope this resonates with you. I hope it makes you realize how important and ultimately life-changing building your metabolism can be versus a restrictive diet or cardio. Again, love to hear your comments at the end of this. So let me put some math to the idea of bolstering our metabolism. And I'm just using these numbers. These are not concrete for sure for everybody numbers. I'm just trying to give you an idea. So if by lifting weights and eating right, we are able to increase our metabolism by 10 calories an hour. Okay, that is going to give us a caloric burn benefit of 240 calories per day. Or, if I did my math right, 1,680 calories per week. Again, so if we're able to rev up our metabolism to burn in just an extra 10 calories per hour, we're going to burn an extra 1,680 calories per week. You with me so far? So what does that look like in a normal day? When a normal day, we are then going to burn an extra 240 calories. Versus, let's say we're doing cardio, and our cardio has us burning 300 calories per session. And I'll tell you, that's a pretty good caloric burn. That's a pretty good cardio workout. Now, so that's a normal day. But let's look at a normal week. So if we take a normal week, and now we're burning an extra 1,680 calories, okay, versus cardio. Let's say you do cardio 4 times that week. So now we're burning an extra 1,200. So now, with no muss, no fuss, basically no sweat, we've increased our caloric burn from 1,200 calories by doing cardio to 1,680 calories per week by bolstering our metabolism. Now, let me show you, this is where it really starts to get interesting and fun. Let's say you miss a day. Maybe you're sick, your boss sends you out of town, whatever the case might be. You miss your cardio workout. Well, if our modality was bolstering our metabolism, we miss a day, we still burn our 240 calories. If you miss a day of cardio, you burn 0. Now let's say we're sick for 4 days. If we're sick for 4 days, by bolstering our metabolism, we still burn 960 calories, almost 1,000 calories. If cardio is how you're creating your caloric deficit, you just burn 0. Let's say you take a 7-day vacation. And by bolstering the metabolism, 1,680 calories burned. If you don't do any cardio on vacation, you burn 0. That's why this methodology gives us such a greater metabolic flexibility of what do we want to do with this caloric burn. It's easier to work into our lifestyle. We don't have to be so restrictive, and we get the benefits day after day after day. As I mentioned before, muscle burns a lot more calories than fat does. So it's so important to maintain our muscle, reduce body fat, and enjoy these benefits of metabolic flexibility. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Again, these numbers are just for fun, trying to illustrate a point. Any other questions that you have, keep them coming. You guys have a great week. I'll see you.